All right, Trade Unions NUMSA and the SA Cabin Crew Association have issued SAA with a 48-hour strike notice because of planned job cuts at the national carrier.
The unions earlier briefing the media in Johannesburg.
There is a state culture that is accepted in this country, that SAA, for instance, Kingston would have gone to Parliament and opened his mouth very widely that basically SA must be privatized, because they are ready to make sure that it is auctioned, it is privatized, as they are doing the same to privatize Eskom. So from where we stand is that if they think that we are going to fold arms and allow workers' jobs, benefits and conditions to be destroyed and these assets of the people to be basically auctioned, through the strike, we are going to embark on a rolling mass action. On Monday, we will be approaching SAFTU to basically say we're not just facing workers' job loss bloodbath as a result of retrenchment.
The National Union of Metal Workers of South Africa and South African Cabin Crew Association have served South African Airways and South African Airways Technical with a 48 hours notice to strike. What this means is that we'll be embarking on the mother of all strikes at all SAA and South African Airways technical operations nationally, beginning Friday morning on the 15th of November at 4 a.m. Participating in the strike will be members of the South African Airways cabin crew, check-in, ticket sales, head office, technical staff and ground staff. There are likely to be disruptions, and therefore we advise members of the public to make alternative arrangements if they have booked flights on SAA.
All right, so we also saw earlier today the South African Airways board briefing Parliament Standing Committee on Public Accounts, Scopa, on its failure to table financial statements for the past 2 years. Now, this has two unions, as you heard, they have issued SAA with a 48-hour strike notice to protest the possible retrenchment of staff at the embattled national carrier. Now, SAA says the strike action will cripple operations and may cost 50 million rand a day. We're joined now by SABC reporter Nozintombi Miya. Nozintombi, thanks for your time this evening. I think let's go back a bit to when the wage negotiations themselves had deadlocked.
Thank you so much, Griselda. You recall last week there were wage negotiations between NUMSA and the SA Cabin Crew Association as well as SAA. But the wage negotiations between them deadlocked. And on Monday, the SAA then made an announcement, a public announcement, to say that they are just financially crippled. They need assistance financially. And for them to be able to start recovering financially, they need to start getting rid of some of the biggest costs that they have. And salaries is one of the biggest costs. And they say they need to retrench at least 940 workers to be able to save them at least 700 million rands per annum. And this is really what led to the unions really taking up arms, because firstly they believe that SAA did not follow the correct consultation process. They did not inform the union beforehand that they had planned on instituting a section 189 on those 940 workers who would then be retrenched. And the union then rebutted by saying earlier this morning that they would institute this 48-hour notice of their intention to go on a protracted strike. And one of the other issues is that the unions are saying that SAA is playing poor. However, they have been promised bailout by government, and that bailout could help them manage the costs in terms of paying salaries. And the union is saying that SAA can't afford to pay for their salary increase. They're asking for an 8% salary increase. They just need to make sure that the austerity measures that are put in place are not just for the workers, but they also for management, also for the board as well. Austerity should work always and not just from the top down.
All right. Nozintombi, let's talk about the impact of this. This could be a potential disaster. You have people who have booked some flights in advance, either to holiday destinations or for business as well. I understand this also being, the strike would include your cabin crew, for example. So talk us through about the impact. This is ticket sales. This is check-in as well.
So we definitely know that head office, technical and ground staff, as well as all the staff that works inside the airport themselves, ticket sales, cabin crew and all that, will definitely definitely be part of the strike. They're anticipating at least 3,000 unionized members to embark on the strike. And this is going to affect passengers who have booked online, passengers who have booked in enough time to be able to get discounts, etc. And you know what the unions are saying, however, which is a move in the right direction, that passengers should make alternative measures. However, you can certainly imagine that not all passengers have heard the information, especially passengers who would be getting connecting flights from outside, from international flights to local flights. So it's definitely going to be something of a disaster if the strike does continue on Friday and if the strike is not averted. And we heard from the union saying that they're willing to stop their strike if SAA comes to the party and starts putting down an offer on the table. The union wants 8% wage increase, and SAA is saying they don't have any money. However, the union is saying, come to the table and give us an offer. We're willing to listen to any offer that's above the 4% inflation rate, and they will take it from there, and they will start thinking about not going on a protracted strike.
Nozintombi, let's see how those talks go, but it will surely come as a great inconvenience to many. Thank you very much indeed for your time. Nozintombi Miya, they're talking to us, of course, on the impending strike action, of course, relating to SAA. We know that notice has now been given to the national carrier.